भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। 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 ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्तदामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। 66 सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। इदं ते नातपस्काय न भक्ताय कदाचन न चाशुश्रूषवे वाच्यं न च मां योऽभ्यसूयति। This is most beautiful statement in 66, leaving aside all dharma, meaning essential dharmas which is one and the same for all, and non-essentials are what we are busy with. Many times at home also we are filled with non-essentials. In what we use everyday life, if you look at it, very few of them. Similarly, in our mind also, so many things that pass through as thoughts and other things. If you really pay attention, what is most important to me if one comes to observe, you will find that our mind is most of the time thinking about useless things, which are not going to change anything in our life or in anybody's life. So what is the dharma of a thing? The dharma of a thing is yat vina na tishtati, without which a thing cannot be. That is its essential dharma. Shreshta dharma, mukhya dharma. What is that without which you are not? If I ask you that question, what will you say? iPhone, iPad. Somebody said, I am ready to go to any part of the world if only I have four things. Costco, Trader Joe, Starbucks, and Kaiser Panna. I'm not advertising to anyone. Okay. So some people think that these are the essentials of life. No, maybe. But if I ask you, what is that without which you are not? Life. Even our physical body, when it is troublesome, we are ready to let go of it because we know that beyond this also I exist, without which no religious ideal would be there. That essential one is Mukhya Dharma, Pradama Dharma, Paramartha Dharma. Aham Satchidananda. That is called Parama Dharma, Shrestha Dharma, Mukhya Dharma, Swarupa Dharma. Aham Manushyaha, I am a man, I am a human, I am so and so. All these are all, really speaking, which are gathered on the way by us. You are a soul to begin with. All other things are added items. So when Bhagavan says here, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, leaving aside all non-essentials, what is that you is Ma, me, Ekam Sharanam. I am the one which is the same in all. I am the only one which is the Mukhya Dharma of all beings. To that Sharanam, surrender to that. And that requires a lot of maturity, thinking. That is why it gives at the end only. You could have said in the beginning, because the question raised by Arjuna is, what is my dharma? Aham dharmoda cheta, dharma moda cheta. Meaning, I am confused about my dharma. Shishyasteyam sarima kumar. Main prapanna hua hu. I have already surrendered to you. Here again he says, saranam braja, prapattim bhaja. Surrender to me. He said that I surrendered to you a long time back. But then there, Arjuna was confused about what is his dharma with respect to what is to be done. If Bhagavan has said, there is no need for so much explanation. Maturity is necessary. One may listen to it, but not follow even a bit. Unless the maturity thinking is clear. So if you thus do the prapatti, saranagati to me, what is the result of it? Swam sarva papebhyaha aham mokshayisya. Swam, you. Actually it is swa is there, but it is actually swam. Sarva papebhyaha, from all the sins, sin being the way we think. This is that. Deep-rooted impressions that are there dictating our every day, every moment of our thinking. The deep-rooted impressions of strong likes and dislikes, gathered over many, many lives. Every one of us are thinking and doing things differently. It is because of this. And these, even those who are relatively good may commit sin. Why? Because of the force of this powerful impression. What I know is to be wrong, but yet I cannot stop it. It is because of that. So, sarva papebhyaha aham mokshayisya. I will release you from all that. If you surrender to your Swarupa Dharma, leaving aside all other things, I will take care of it. Therefore, this knowledge should not be given to the immature. Na atapaskaya idam te na vachyam. Whatever I gave it to you should not be given to those who have not done the proper discipline of their mind. Either they not use it or misuse it or propagate it wrongly. It's wrong. Atapaskaya na vachyam. Abhaktaya, one who is not devoted. Devoted means one who does not have love for God. And kadachan, anytime. And na asushrusave, one who has not done seva. Because only by doing selfless seva, the mind becomes mature, pure. Asrusave na vachyam. Yaha mam abhyasuyati. Those who are also making fun of, not only that they disregard their own self, which is their own higher self, they disregard it, ignore it, also in others. Such people who do not have regard for a higher spiritual enlightenment, awareness, to such people also, this knowledge should not be wasted. So therefore, this is an instruction for people who seriously want to study the Gita, should develop these things. What needs to be developed? Tapaha, bhaktihi, shushrusa, or also regard and reverence for them. Idam te na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya kadachana, na cha ashrushave vachyam, na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Those who are not having reverence for, any knowledge is useful only you approach it with love, respect, some reverence, regard, then only that knowledge will become of great value to you. Even you give something to somebody, if that person doesn't value, will you like it? Oh, you gave. Then you feel very insulted. Not insulted, that's not the point here. But it is, you know the value of it. When I was growing up, back in, when I was in the school, my father used to collect a lot of these very old books. Very, very, I would say valuable. At that time, I did not know the value. A whole rack full of books of Sri Ramana Maharshi, Ishwarananda Maharaj, and many others. And in the same rack, the last two racks were my books, James Hadley Chase, and all sort of things. I never looked up at all. That's not for me. And I am interested in reading the Chase novels and this and that. And my father would say, at some point of time, look up. There are books which are most important. Years later, after completing my Sandipani course, then I opened that cupboard. These were there even then. I never regarded that important, and those most precious collections. So I fondly remembered how my father used to say, look up, this is important to you. At that stage, it was not of any importance because of the immaturity. So all of us have to grow out of our present day fancy and preoccupation, indulgences, and look up for something which greater is there available. So this is, this comes to us only when one starts to think independently, correct? Continuing here, Bhagavan says, this is the greatest secret I have revealed to you. Ya idam paramam guhyam madbhakte svabhidasyati bhaktim mayi param krutva mame vaishyasya samshayah. Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhakti swabhidhasyati bhaktim mayi param kritva mame vaishyasya samshayah. Paramam guhyam, this supreme secret, as I've said earlier many times, secret will remain secret if you don't understand. I'll tell you secret, but I'll tell you in French. You may hear, nothing will you understand. Similarly, this is not that French or any other language Bhagavan spoke. The language he spoke, Arjuna understood, but then it did not register in him, or it might have. So here he says, I gave you this secret, and it will remain secret if you don't follow. This is not something which you keep on repeating and then something will happen. Many times we think that we keep on repeating a thing and it will become understandable to us. No, it doesn't. Unless you pay attention to find out what it means. My usual story which I give, the parrot story. Gurudev is a very famous story. I don't know how much. I will make it very short. He used to go elaborately on the Rama, but I will give it very short because he is very dramatic. There was a hunter at the forest and he went to the forest. And in the forest there will be a lot of parrots. And he would have a good time of bird shooting every season. So there was one sadhu who was there in the forest. He saw this hunter coming every season and coming and killing all these parrots. He decided to save the parrots. Therefore, he collected all of them, started teaching. You just repeat what I say and you will be saved. Hunter, hunter. They all repeated, hunter, hunter. You come here to hunt us. You come here to hunt us. We are together, we will not fall for you. We are together, we will not fall. I mean, it's elaborately Gurudev used to say, but I'm just doing it short. He taught them every day. So all of them started to fly in different places. They all started to repeat that. Hunter, hunter, you come here. We are all together. We will not fall prey for you. Hunter, hunter, you come here. We are all together. We will not pray for. We will not fall prey for you. So when the hunter came, heard this, all the parrots were saying, wow, they became intelligent, and somebody has taught them also. Anyway, let me try. And he put the net and put all the seeds which will attract the parrot. All of them came. Sat on the net. He closed them, picked them all, put it on his back on a truck, and he was going. The parrots were saying, hunter, hunter, you will come. We are all together. We will not fall prey. And on the way, he stopped at this sadhu's place. Very good. You taught them very well. They only repeat. They don't know what they are saying. So let us not become parrots. Just merely repeating something you will not understand. Because this is idam paramam guhyam. This is indeed a secret, and it will open up only when you continuously pay attention to the meaning of it, what it contains, what it is in store. Madbhakteshu abhidhasyati mayi bhaktim param. One who gives this knowledge to my devotees with devotion. One should impart this knowledge with devotion. Mayi bhaktim param krutva madbhakteshu abhidhasyati. He one who gives with love and reverence for the teachings, for the Lord, and then imparts this knowledge to the people. Such a person, mameva eshyati, he will reach me alone. Awesome. Even imparting this knowledge is a great author. Gurudev always said that this knowledge should not be given as merely a scholarly discussion. Later on, I will tell you about that. He writes in detail about what this really means. So, he points out this is the correct Upanishadic tradition. In the Upanishad also, we find teachers insisting upon the glory in the spreading of the spiritual knowledge. All Upanishadic literature, all Puranas, if you look at it, the Rishi or the Muni who is imparting this knowledge, he is not going and looking for the students. Students come to him, and out of curiosity, out of inquisitiveness, out of wanting to know this knowledge, desire to liberate, and such deserving students, the teacher would impart that. Here also in Bhagavad Gita, until Arjuna opened his mouth, I want to know, Krishna was not the one who is forcing his knowledge to him. He was there with him all the time. Is it not? Throughout his career, Arjuna's various things he had participated, but never as a teacher, just as a friend. But when did he become a teacher? Only when he became a student. Shishyaha te aham. I am your disciple. When he surrendered that way, then Bhagavan said, now you are ready. Because who is a Shishyaha? Shishtam anucharati yaha. One who follows the discipline. So, here, bhaktim mayi param krutva. Mayi param bhaktim krutva abhidasyati. Mad bhakteshu. Such one who is giving, he must have complete faith in what the teacher is saying. Bhakti is in the form of Shraddha. Bhakti is not in the form of doing puja of that guru or something, or going behind as like what you call that? Parasite. Guru Bhakti should not be like becoming a fan. I'm a fan of Swami Chinmaya. ऐसा नहीं हुआ. Fan मत बना. One must become a ardent seeker. That's what any teacher would like. Independently think, improve, bring discipline to life, prove yourself. He always said that I don't want chelas behind me. I don't want people to hang around me. Do your sadhana. That's what I want. Because in today's world, what we find, in the name of Guru, they are only chela bhakta. And they are only interested in their devotees group and then holding them, making sure that they have maximum number of, what do you call them? We call them as chamcha. Chamcha actually means, so those who are chamcha, I don't call chamcha, I don't find. Gurudev never liked it. Don't be hanging around. Do your sadhana, do your work, and get improved. I would like you to become a better person than hanging around me doing that. So here, mai bhaktim param krutva mad bhakteshu abhidasyati saha mam eva eshyati. He will reach me alone. Assumption. This there is no doubt. So as I said, that's Shraddha on it, faith on it. So one boy, he went to a zoo with his dad. And the daddy said, look at this lion. So because there is a cage there, you are safe. If there is no cage, what will happen? Think. The daddy says, what will happen if he does not have that cage? The boy said, before I tell you the answer, what is the bus number with which I can go home? Because when it opens, I will be the first person to run. Go home. So it is said that when a tiger is chasing you and your friend, you should outrun the tiger or outrun the friend? Intelligent one will outrun the friend, not the tiger. That is sufficient. And such a person who is imparting this knowledge is the best devotee of mind. As he says, before that we will see here, who qualifies to receive this knowledge? Spiritual knowledge should not be imparted to those who lack self-control, mastery over the mind and the senses. Conservation of mental and physical energy is what we call it as self-control. Ability to redact the conserved energy in contemplation and meditation. Second, devotion to God. Pure love for the Creator and the creation, recognizing His grace functioning through all. Third, attitude of service. Service is the expression of love for God. We will get blessings by serving those who are wiser and older than us. Fourth, reverential attitude. Respect for God, Guru and teaching is essential. Scholarly learning without respect will not yield the final freedom or be truth. Just as we cleanse a mirror to remove the dimness of the reflection, so too by properly readjusting the mind and intellect equipment, its sensitivity to absorb the Gita philosophy can be. So that is the constant work to be done. If your mirror is not reflecting properly, you must clean it. If the telescope is not showing you correctly, you focus. In the same way, the mind has to be constantly readjusted with the correct understanding. So these those who are giving or imparting this knowledge are the most dear. Therefore he says in 69, Na cha mam, na cha tasman manushyeshu kaschinme priyakrittamaha bhavita na cha me tasmat anya priyataro bhuvi na cha tasman manushyeshu kaschinme priyakrittamaha bhavita na cha me tasmat anya priyataro bhuvi. Tasmat means than that person who yaha mai bhaktim param krutva mad bhakteshu gita jnanam idam guhyam abhidasyati. He who gives this knowledge to my devotee with devotion of the highest nature to me, saha mam eva esyati, who will reach me alone or something. There is no doubt in it. Tasmat, tasman, than that person. Manushyesu, among the human beings, kaschit me na priyakrittama. Nobody else is most dear than him. So the only best service we can give to the Lord is to spread the knowledge. That's why Gurudev, 42 years of his thing, is living continuously, day in and day out. He engaged only in that great worship of the Lord. What is that? Speak the words uttered by the Lord, which is most enlivening, enlightening to all the people. And many of them who have, very casually listened, also become great devotees of Lord, not devotees of, because Guru, as I said, he never said that you become a chela. No. Your house should be directed to God, not me. I am only a sadhu. Means to do. Tasmat manusheshu na kaschit me priyakrittama. Tasmat anyaha priyataro bhuvi na bhavita. There is nobody who will be in the future also more dear than that person. Nobody in the past, nobody now, nobody will be in future who will be the most dear to me than this person who gives this knowledge to the people? It is indeed somewhere I read, Bhagavan has made this clear in Bhagavatam, that I salute the Mahatmas, Rishis and Munis. I salute them. It is said that Bhrigu Maharshi, once he was trying to find out who among the three gods is the best. People, Rishis are always like that. So they want to find out. So then he went to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji was in, chanting of Vedic mantras, etc. As soon as Bhrigu Maharshi walked in, saluted him. Maharshi, you are the one who spreads the knowledge of Vedas. So he respected him, gave him a seat, and did the upachara. Afterwards, he went to Shivalok, and Bhagavan Shiva was asleep. And when Bhrigu Maharshi arrived, that he smiled and closed. That is enough for him. Respected. He went to he was lying down. So he was in Ananta sense. And when Bhrigu came, he didn't even open the eyes. He didn't even get up. He didn't do anything. So Bhrigu Maharshi got so upset that you have come here and you don't respect me. So he took his foot and ready to hit at the chest of the man. So at that time, Bhagavan smiled and held his foot directly. He said, I know your intent. And I wanted to catch your feet. That is the reason why. And he held it and these stories are, given to us and we feel that this Rishi was very arrogant, etc. The story has a different meaning also. But in the process, there is a side story because Mahalakshmi was sitting there in the heart of the Lord when he was about to hit, and she got very upset and she gave a curse. Brahmanas will remain daridras of I will never come to your home. Mahalakshmi said, I will never come to a Brahmana's home. Anyway, so he held. Bhrigu was really very taken aback. You held my foot. And he said, you see, I live in Vaikuntha, Bhagavan Shiva lives in Shivalokam, Brahmalokam and Brahma. How do people know where we are, who we are? You are the ones who talk about our glory to the people. It is the Rishis and Munis who really speak about the glory of the Lord. And so you are the most important people to us. If you are not there, we would not be known to the world. Krishna came only once, Rama, Bhagavan, Sri Rama came only once. But who is the one who is continuously reminding us about their glory? Who is doing that? Is it not these Mahatmas again and again, Rishis and Munis and so many others who have come again and again? Every generation, there are so many of them who come and spread this knowledge. Is it not they actually do the job? So even the Bhagavan is so indebted to those people. That's what he's saying. Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha. Because if you are knocking at the door of the Lord, knock, knock, who is there? The Lord will also ask. When you knock at the door, knock, knock, knock. The kids seldom make that. Who is there? What do you say? Me. Me who? Or you are with whom? And when you say your guru's name, he will open the door. If you don't say your guru's name, he will not open the door. Because he knows him, not you. So that is the importance of the guru also. Not anybody who calls themselves guru, but Bhagavan knows who. That one only will be your identity. Your identity is what is the spiritual guidance you are getting. Who is there who is guiding you? If that name is uttered, Bhagavan will at once open. So here, nachamam, nachatasman manushyeshu kaschinme priyakrit tamah. Priyakrit means one who does, one who loves, priyakrit tamaha, the best. And bhavitana me tasman anyah, than him, anybody else who will never be born in this world, who is greatest devotee. And here Gurudev writes beautifully saying, in Hinduism there is no proselytism. Proselytism means where one is forced to think in the way one wants others to think. It is true, we do not believe in compelling others to have faith in the eternal reality. Compulsion becomes necessary where intellectual conversion is not possible. If I cannot convince you intellectually, then I have to convert. And in Puranas and Itihasas and any of this our literature, there is no forcefulness or forcefully making you blindly believe in things. You ask questions. If I don't answer, then I don't know. I myself don't know them. Not that if you ask questions, blasphemy, nothing like that. You are supposed to be answered. And if I cannot answer you, that means I cannot intellectually convince. Only when you are convinced, then I don't need to force you to do anything. Here also Bhagavan says, I don't need to tell you anything. You know it now. And Gurudev, in his commentary, if you read, when he decided to go and start speaking on Gita to the masses, and he did for a few years, and when he reached back to Uttarakashi, where he actually learned from Swami, and he happened to meet some Mahatma, a great saint. And he told him that I have been speaking about Gita and Upanishads to the mass of people, and they are all really admiring it, understanding it, becoming curious, and all that thing. Then he said to that Mahatma, said very clearly, if you think you are spreading these spiritual ideas, my boy, by the time you have spread the sacred ideals of Vedanta among the people, you will be a lost soul. Because you will have by then developed a terrible amount of impressible ego. And that is the reason our acharyas have advised us that after sannyasa or learning, remain in solitude and practice. So then Gurudev was taken aback by this statement because he had great reverence for these Mahatmas, and when they say they are really serious. So he said that, am I making a mistake? So is it that I am doing anything wrong? He said, no. I'll tell you one thing. He said, the Mahatma to Gurudev, never talk to the audience. Talk to your own mind. And make it a louder reflection in yourself to yourself. He made this very clear to us again and again and again. When you are giving this knowledge to people, do not think that you are advising the audience. You are advising your own mind. Talk to your mind. Do a loud reflection. Manana. So when you take up a verse and start talking, talk to yourself. How do you think about it? Let that be the way you share. So thereby you will not only stop the growth of the ego in you, but also will be talking to the mind and heart of your audience. May your missionary lectures and inspired preachings be a homely talk and a fruitful discussion between your own higher intellect and the lower mind. For if you are who it is, if those who are around you are benefited by your own reflection, it shall be the glory of the Lord and not your personal efficiency. So that is the reason why Gurudev always said that let this swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramatitavyam. Self-study and your own reflection. In that you don't stop. So, continuing here, Bhagavan Krishna says in verse number 70, Adyeshete cha imam dharmyam sambadamavayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyamiti me matihi Adyeshete cha imam dharmyam sambadamavayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyam iti me matihi. Whoever it be, the person yaha imam dharmyam, imam jnanam, this knowledge. What is this knowledge? Avayoho samvadam. Samvada, conversation between me and you, O Arjun. Samvada, that's why we say in Gita it is conversation, not conversion. It is a discussion between Nara and Narayan, Bhagavan and devotee. So the Lord and his disciple are discussing on the most important subject matter of Atma Jnanam, on liberation, how to liberate from this world of endless cycle of karma. Samvadam avayoho imam dharmam yaha adhyeshyete, one who studies. So adhyayanam krute, one who does the study. And that study itself should engage yourself in reflection. I always tell my students, read, no doubt, but close the book and think. And what comes to your mind after study is what you can retain. If you keep studying, but never would reflect on what I have understood, it will never stay. See, you eat, but after some time you stop eating or not. I hope. When do you stop eating? When you know I have to stop eating so that I start digesting. If we keep on eating, then what? So the cows, what they do, they go and do the, grass, they go and graze it, grazing the grass. Then they come back in one place in the shade. They start chewing. What is that? So that they can slowly chew it and don't take the essence. In the same way, no doubt one has to study, but one should stop at some point of time and then start reflecting. That's why Gurudev says here that there's a difference between reading and study. Newspaper you read. I don't know how many of you study newspaper. Newspaper you read out of curiosity, what is happening here, etc. So, but study is where you start digesting, to understand, because you have the hunger for that knowledge. Only when you are hungry, you actually digest. That's why when children come here for the bhiksha and the lunchtime, when the parents out of infinite love fill their plate with up to the brim, I tell them, they won't eat this much. No, they will eat so much. With you, they will eat. I am not eating. They are eating. And they fill to the brim. And then that fellow takes a papada. The first thing they eat papada. And not only they eat, they give to the entire floor also. All the papada. They won't eat him. And why are you not eating? Not hungry. And so I asked him, what did you have? Just before coming, I had 4 cookies and milk. Obviously, before starting from home, before they came here, if we had that much of food, obviously, and that also fatty and, unhealthy only. Only when you are hungry, you will digest. Here also, study is different from reading. Reading is for casually browsing and seeing what is happening. But study is where reading is different, and study is where you start feeling the hunger for it. And hunger comes, and then along with the doubts also come. And fulfill those doubts. If you cannot reflect on your own and understand, then go to the correct teacher and then ask this question. So this is called Adhyayanam. Adhyeshete cha imam dharmyam samvadamavayoho. This very samvad, this conversation that we had is of the highest nature. May you continue to study this. And this very study, reflection, and sharing with others is called Jnana Yajna. Jnana Yajnena Tena Aham Ishtaha. Worshipping me through this Jnana Yajna. That's why Gurudev called it as Gita Jnana Yajna. He studies, he is the one who actually brought that the terms together. Gita Jnana Yajna. Meaning, this knowledge is in the form of a sacrifice. Usually in our Vedic literature, Yajna is where you have a fire and certain mantras you chant and invoke certain deities, and accordingly take the ahutis or the offering. With the mantra chanting, you offer into the fire, invoking the blessings of that particular deity. As Gurudev writes, there are 4 important things that are said in our Vedas. One is called Vidhi. Vidhi means ritual. Vidhi and Nisheda, what is to be done, what should not be done. So rituals are there. And then Japa. So mantras that are to be chanted and repeated. So those are also there. Then Upamshu. Certain mantras you cannot pronounce it loudly. You have to do it under the breath. It's called Upamshu. Then mind should think about the deity. So that is upasana. So here Gurudev writes saying that Bhagavad Gita is not a ritual. It is not a mantra. It is not an upamshu. Meaning, it is not a ritual for you. You perform it as a sacrifice. In some places, with funny people. We are doing Gita Yajna. What are you going to do? Fire. Altar created fire. Om Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yusavaha Mamavapa Vasenja Seva Kime Mamaha Pandava Seva Kim Kuruvada Sanjaya Kim Akurva Sanjaya Swaha Karmani Vadikara Sema Palesha Kadachana Makarma Phala Hidr Bhuhu Mate Sangotva Karmani Swaha. This is not a ritual. And some people do that very seriously. This is for reflection, thinking. So it is not a ritual, it is not a repetition. As I said earlier also, don't just keep repeating it. Of course, we tell the children to, chant and repeat, like chapter 4 that we just finished the Gita Jnana, Gita competition. For the small children, obviously, for them to have a discipline of memorization, we do engage in doing that. Later on, if they pick up that and then try to understand what it means, then they will get into, study, etc. That's what we hope. At least if they don't, at least the parents will become curious. What is he saying? And then it is not upamshu where utterance is done under the breath. This is for manasika puja. So manasa kritam mananam. So manasa, mental reflection. So jnana yajna. So as he said that in the any yajna there is fire and you offer the ingredients into that called ahutis. Here the fire is the knowledge or contemplation is that fire, and what you offer is your own impurity, false value. As we chant in our pledge every week, what? We stand as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight. And stop there. Huh? Don't stop there. Because sometimes what happens, children when they are doing the pledge, we stand as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight. So you have to complete against all low tendencies and false values and within and without us. What is the fight is against? Low tendencies and false values. Ahankaram, balam, darpam, manitvam, dambitvam, himsa. These are all the things we are fighting against. So, jnana yajnena tena aham ishtaha. I am worshipped. Iti syam, iti me madisyam. This is my understanding. So this portion is Bhagavan is coming to conclude about what he had already imparted, and then you will ask, did you actually listen what I said so far? Yes, because suddenly Bhagavan has a doubt. I said so much. Did you really listen? Om sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kasyad dukkhabad bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.